Welcome to today's subject, which is a 1993 Chevy S10 pickup. It's my everyday summer driver, and it really could be any vehicle because it's quite universal, and it has a trailer hitch and a 4-flat connector. Problem being that when I parked it, that platform was close to that wire, which allowed mice to reach up there and gnaw my wires off. Isn't that nice? So, it's pretty standard procedure. Most of you would already know how to do it, but in case you haven't, or if you just want to watch along as I do mine, let's replace that. For people that are new to trailering or wiring, 4-flat is the standard for small trailers, and the 6 and 7 round plugs are more for RVs and heavy towing applications. So I consider this to be a standard for a small trailer like mine. 4-flat, says there. This one happens to be 48 inches, which would be long enough for most any car. I'll put a link in the description down below. The most important thing you want to make sure, you have the vehicle end connector. You do not want the trailer end connector. They are exact opposites of each other. So before you start anything, make sure you got that. I chose this one because it does have a little jacket on it, and I think that would probably be more durable than just bare individual wires wrapped in a, usually they're like a four in a ribbon style cable, all next to each other, kind of glued together. I believe this one might be more durable, so I went with that. I will be putting in the description down below the video the part number I used for the 4-flat and for the wire connectors that I used. Okay, just opened this one up. It's got pretty cool features. So if you wanted to bolt it to your vehicle and have the trailer come up to it, it has holes that you can bolt it. And if you're wanting the weather to stay out of there, it has this pre-connected cap that you can't lose. So that's kind of neat. It's got the little tether on it. I don't know how long it'll last, but that's what I got. And it's got a nice feel to it that, you know, you can grab this rather than the wires while you're pushing it on. But really what I was saying in the other part, you see how there's individual wires and then a sheathing over around all those. I think that's going to be more durable than just the old flat kind like I had before. Not that this is going to prevent mice, but just general durability. And then for the types of, for the functions of the wires, green wire, right turn and stop. Yellow wire, left turn and stop. Brown wire, tail lights. And white wire, ground. The functions on the vehicle are green wire, right turn and stop. Yellow wire, left turn and stop. Brown wire, tail lights. White wire, ground. And this particular vehicle is old school. Like I said, it's a 93. And it is just, you just wire it into the vehicle wiring. There are many newer vehicles. You have to get a taillight converter box that makes the functions correct. And one thing I know about those, if you're messing with them, make sure your trailer has a good ground all the time, because some of those boxes will burn out the second you lose the ground on the trailer wiring. It's just an oddball thing. I had a 2000 van that did that. It would blow the box if your trailer ground got wonky. So just make sure that you got good vehicle wiring and that trailer wiring has been checked before you plug it in. So to give you a look, this is the carnage I've got going on. The white wire has been bitten off completely. And the yellow wires, green has been bitten off completely. The yellow wire has been chewed on. And I guess they didn't like the brown wire much. But that's what I'm dealing with. So yeah, I could just cut it right here and put a repair end on it and be done. But I don't like any more connections in these than I need to be. So I'm going to go back to wherever these wires start and tie in back there. I don't want a joint here, a joint down there. It just drives you mad when you're trying to diagnose why your trailer lights won't work. Anybody that's had a trailer knows that these things get corroded. They get you know, there's 1,000 reasons they can go bad. So just eliminate all the clips and connectors and everything. Just make it one piece all the way back to the source. Is going to be much more reliable. All right, I got you under here with me. We'll just take and break off these old, I don't know where my side cutters went, so I'm going to struggle with these needle noses to try to break these, cut them, whatever I can do. There we go. And you want to tie these on pretty good to your vehicle so they're not ever going on the ground, of course, but you know, you can chafe a hole in there wearing down the street. You'd be surprised. There we go. Let's get underneath there. See if we can tip you up. Can we get you? I'll get you set up in that corner better. Now you can kind of see what I'm doing. Just cutting off these old straps, these old zip ties. Getting this one loose, going back to the source. And for me, I got a ground going back there. And then these go up to a plug that's teed in. So they had a T connection. I don't know if I knew that. No, I didn't know that. Nice. So on mine, just to show you what I'm dealing with here, there is a connector that was on the truck and on the taillights. This one teed in between that. That's not the one I bought with the T connection. So I'm just going to have to start with the wires here and move on from there. I would have loved to get the one with the T connector if I knew it had that. I hadn't looked, so we're going with the parts we got. Now, only if you got the power off do you want to cut all these at the same time, because you're going to short them out. And you don't want to have to find where all your fuses are and redo all that. This is what I mean about the ribbon cable. They're all tied together. There's 4, and they're kind of, I don't know if they're glued that way or if they're just formed that way in different colors. I think they're just formed that way. But you just rip them apart, pull them apart like that, and now you have enough room to strip your wires and connect the new ones too. Get this tipped just a little more down. Sorry about the blocking your camera. That's much better. Strip these back. Then once we're done, we'll tuck all these all back up there nice where they go. Okay. Got you down here at worm level. There's my hitch ball. And here's a nice spot on the bumper to put that to. So I want to make sure that this can never hit the ground, even when that's unplugged, of course. So we will run it through this nice little eyelet they provided for us on this bumper. And I'm going to start from the end and work my way with the wire back so we're sure we can make it. And that's about how long I like it. My trailer is plenty long to reach up to this. You can drill it into there if you wanted to and just have it sitting there, however you like to run yours. Do it for you. I'm just showing you how I do mine. I'm just going to run this wire up and over that bar, and then let's see what else we can zip tie it to on the way back. Bring you back. So I'm going to start by just cutting mine. You don't want to barely make it, because then if you miswire it or you ever have to rewire it, you don't have enough to cut back. So, you know, leave yourself a little loop, but it doesn't need to be the full length. So let's cut that. Maybe I cut a foot off. I don't know. Whatever. Every vehicle is going to be different. Then you got to cut this outer insulation. I'm going to pull you out, do this part outside the vehicle, then go back underneath. Okay, so I've got my cable. Then I got my 4 wires in there. Oh, you can get a focus on that. Look at that. 4 individual wires are inside that jacket. So I need to cut the jacket back, probably 1 finger length away. So I'm going to try to get you on the camera there without cutting my thumb off while I'm looking at the viewfinder. And I do kind of like a rolling motion instead of like a slicing motion, because you don't want to cut all the individual conductors insulation off. You can kind of get it started there. And as you're stressing the wire, give it a little bit of a cut. But anyway, I'll bring you back when I get that. I'm going to be careful off camera. All right, got the jacket off of there. Now this one has like this string, twine, I don't know what you call it, but I think that's kind of a strain relief to, in case you pull on it, you tug on it, it has something other than the wires to pull on. So the reason I was being careful, if I didn't say, is I don't want a whole bunch of cut marks in my insulation here, because I'm going to just be exposing this part. I don't want a spot there that's going to attract water and everything else. That's why I was being careful. So hopefully I did good enough. I'm just going to strip these back. Got them all. Now let's talk about connectors. So if we're talking about connectors, you ask 50 people, you get 60 different answers. Here's what I'm going to use. I've never used them before, but I do like the idea. Solder seal connectors. And what they are is, in the middle, there is some low temperature solder that'll melt. There's a little band that is a weather tight thing, and all this is heat shrink all the way. So it will literally solder them and seal them all in one. There's also some that I think have some goo inside, some silicone or something that would be good. By the way, yellow, 12 to 10 wire gauge. Blue, 14 to 16, 16 to 14, whatever. And these are, I think, 18 to 22. I don't think it says right here. Oh, right, it does. 22 to 18. So, of course, you don't need, you know, a big bag of them like I got, but I'm a hoarder, so hey, whatever. And this is what I'm going to use. The only ones I wouldn't recommend are the kind that kind of clamp together and then the plastic thing goes over. I think they call it a Scotch lock. Those are really corrosion prone. It's a quick way of connecting something if you're in an emergency, but it's not going to hold up to the weather. So I'm going to go with these, and let's see what's going on. I don't know if the red is appropriate or the blue. I'm going to feel them out. All right, I got you under here with me. It turns out the blue ones are going to be the size for me. The red ones just didn't quite make it over the truck wiring. I think the wiring on these is about the same on the plug side. So we're going to go with the one that fits. So we're just going to slip it in there. We're going to put our white one. And let me untangle these just a hair. There we go. I should have done that first. Put that in about halfway. And there's a little piece of solder here that's going to melt. And it's low temperature stuff. And that'll tie them together physically. Mechanically. Not just a crimp seal, which is kind of cool. But now can I keep my fingers, because I'm going to use a flame torch. Can I keep my fingers out of the way. I think you can use these with the heat gun. Oh my gosh, if that pops out of my face one more time. I'll show you one. I'll do 4. Can I? There, it's already melted. Now the rest is just the shrink tubing on the ends. Oh, that's nice. And what I like is you don't have to poke a hole in it with your... sometimes if you use the crimpers, you poke a hole in it, and then the water can get in. See if I can get you in there for another one. Let's see if we'll do the yellow one here. Put it in halfway. Put that one in halfway. Get my fingers out of the way. Oh yeah, it melts nice and quick. Nice. All right, bring you back when I get them all. All right, got all 4. Got a nice, good bond on everything. Now, one thing I could have done is before I put that on there, I could have pulled back a piece of heat shrink tubing and then slid it down when I was done and put it on there. I feel these are good enough. It does have some, I don't think these are really the silicone ones, but it does have that blue goo there that melts in. So those look pretty watertight to me, but you could wrap them in electrical tape. Or the argument would be, does that hold more water in and it's better just to get them dried out? So you do you. Me, I'm going to tape them a little bit. I'm going to tape it all the way back to here just in case I did cut those a little bit, that the green crusties don't start. Good enough for me. Now it's just a matter of zip tying this, keeping it up off the road, out of the way, and out of the weather. You don't want, like if you do carry, if you are in a snow environment, you don't want ice grabbing a hold of this thing and, you know, building up and weighing it down and pulling on it. So tuck it up where it belongs, which is out of the way. And you could use perfect holes like this for going through this and other wires and tying them together. You don't want this thing vibrating as it's going down the road. If it's touching metal, it'll wear a hole in itself soon enough. You'd be surprised. Keep it on the upside. So if you're ever jacking the vehicle or doing anything from underneath, it's not going to be hanging down there. I'll do some more zip ties, bring you back. All right, I got this all how I want it. Short runs. Nothing can really rattle a lot. And I put it around the hitch itself. Where's my... to tie it so it won't hang down. Ain't that cool? And just like that, basic hand tools, a little bit of spare time, and you got yourself several seasons worth, hopefully, of a good solid working trailer plug. Keep yourself and others safe on the road, and better yet, don't give the cops a reason. I hereby declare that trailer plug Wildwood certified. Thanks for watching.